Thank you for joining me for Where I'm From 219 with Jessica. Um, what have you been reading? I read She Would Be King by Watu Moore. I was supposed to read this with a friend, and she she couldn't read it, so I read it. And it's a like magical realist book set in the 1800s in Liberia. So it was very powerful. I don't know that much about Liberia, so it was interesting to learn that. And it was the characters were very fascinating, and I was glad that my friend suggested it, even though she couldn't read it. Hi, Jessica.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, hanging in. I Today was a day.
Was it?
Yeah, today was a
Yeah.
day. Had a lot of running around, dentist, took the kids to the library, the whole nine
Yes.
yards. And then I had to work. So,
Yes. So are you at work? You're done with work. I know you
oh
work
no,
at
I'm done
night.
with work.
Okay.
Yeah, I work virtually, thankfully.
Okay.
So I'm at my home office.
Okay. Lovely.
Yeah.
I see you have people here. Lynn is here. Hello, Lynn.
Hey, Lynn.
Lynn
Hey,
is my
girl.
person. The rest are your people.
Yeah. Are they? Oh,
I think
okay.
so.
I love it.
Yeah. It's very sweet when friends come to support. Thank you,
Yeah.
friends.
Thank you,
Um,
friends.
So it is Worldwide Bereaved Siblings Month, which is not something I was particularly aware of until the past year,
Yeah.
too.
Same.
Um, so as I said in my post, I think last week talking about the book, like it's not like these months make it easier to live with grief, but it's just an acknowledgement
Right.
and to help maybe us feel less alone. So if something's being acknowledged on the scale, it must touch a lot of people, which it
Yeah.
does.
And I love what you're doing with the poem. Um, Even when we had you on the podcast, you and Lynn, it was really honestly like it was just like, just to have that community. Just to have that
Yes,
community, and it's like a sucky club to be in,
it is.
but I'm grateful,
Yes.
right? Like you can only look at the have the gratitude for that, and to be in that, and to be in that space, and just meeting more and more people. I mean, you're on the other side of the country, and
Yeah,
I love that. I
yeah.
love it.
Yeah, and I think that someone tuned in just because you're sexy as F. I don't know if you saw,
Oh
but
my
I
gosh,
smiled. That's why I smiled when you were in the
he's
middle of
hi John.
talking about grief, and I was like, agreed. But so that's
He's
why I
such a
smiled.
joke. He's well, that's exactly his title, serious and
Um,
silliness. So he's a
but
character.
I will say that I am grateful for the community for sure. And when you sent me your picture, because for this I create a very basic little graphic, and your picture is with your brother.
Yes.
And I sometimes, I crop whoever out because I just want it to be the person. But because of how we met and how we know each other, it felt important to leave him in.
Yeah.
And I think just having people in my life who I say Michael's name to
Yeah.
and know that he was a part of my life and was important to me, there is something very healing in that,
Absolutely.
for me.
And thank you so much for including him and
Yeah,
keeping him. I thought that was such a fun picture. It was
it
something,
is.
it's such a fun picture. My mom's like, stay still. And I'm like, no way. Like I'm trying to get my hair done. I'm trying to do my hair. And then my brother's like, oh, I got to go, to my appointment. And it's
Mhm.
like, it was a really fun picture. And, it just really describes our
Yeah, it's
our
sweet.
dynamic together. Yeah. And
Yeah, and
thank
I
you.
picked that "You're My Best Friend" song because I just felt like, oh, that makes me happy to
Yeah,
say to
absolutely.
be like fun about it,
Yes.
you know?
Well, because right, we're all still, and I think it's starting to become, I guess, just a part of the conversation. We're just trying to find that joy in grief,
Yeah,
and that's it. Where and also keeping their name alive and
yeah,
making sure to keep their spirit alive and who they were and who they meant to us. And imagine us being on this right now. Like they were like, "What the heck
yeah.
are you guys doing?"
I know we wouldn't know each other. I think that's also kind of amazing to me is all
Yeah,
the like Lynn, for example, who's like one of my close friends now.
I love
I
Lynn.
wouldn't
She's
know
great.
her
Yes.
if it
And
wasn't
there's a
for
lot
this.
of people. There's so many. I mean, even on just from doing the podcast, I
Hmm.
mean, we've met so many people and heard so many stories that it's become overwhelming. We actually had to stop.
Hmm.
We put a pause on
Hmm.
guests because everybody wants to tell their story, and
Hmm.
we have to also make sure that it's aligned with us. Not necessarily loss of a sibling, but we want to make sure that we're also giving the audience healthy ways and healthy
Hmm.
tools on how to grieve or what worked for them and what didn't work for them.
Hmm.
You
I
know?
really, I wanted to say that's how we met. I didn't say that
Yes,
at the beginning, but that's how we
sure.
met. Is Lynn and I were on your and Liz's podcast, Grieving
Yes.
Sisters, and you all are so good at
Yeah,
your questions and keeping it moving and keeping it like, I mean, we laughed a lot. And I think sometimes people, particularly who are in acute grief, it's almost difficult to imagine laughing. I know
right,
that for me, it was in different phases of different things I've been through. I would meet people and they would be laughing.
right,
And I would
right.
think like, how is that possible? But
And you feel a little guilty, and there's like a
yeah,
little shame behind it
yeah.
too, because it's like, well, how dare I laugh?
Mhm.
How dare I even remotely try to live this life a little happy? Like you just feel like
Mhm.
those negative feelings when it comes to grief. But I
Mhm.
feel that, again, if it wasn't for all of this, we wouldn't have been able to meet. And I'm
Yeah.
really grateful. And I'm grateful to be a part of this and to be a
I'm
part of
so glad you
your
joined
book.
me.
Yes, and
I'm very
Liz said
excited.
that she is gonna join. She
Oh,
did
good.
say that
Okay.
she
Okay.
is gonna join you, but I had forwarded to her her sister's year just passed um
Yeah.
last week
Yeah. I was
or the
really
week before.
surprised with how recent it is for Liz.
Yeah,
I mean,
very
that's really acute. I mean, that's fresh.
yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
super fresh. So
Hmm.
she just had to take some time for
Yeah.
herself and just
Yeah.
really kind of just get things together.
Yeah.
But I did forward it to her, so
Okay.
she
Well,
she
I'll
may
be here.
contact you soon. Yeah, yeah. I was like, you got to do this for Nat, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And what was your brother's name?
Sean.
Sean. Okay.
Yeah, Sean John. Sean
Oh.
John. He was the middle name was after my uncle and my grandfather. So because they were John Senior and John Junior.
Mhm.
So yeah, that was his name, and yeah, he was 29 when he passed. So, um, and then he actually passed on my dad's birthday. So, and my dad's year just passed on 11/11. So
Mhm.
that's also very new, but it's
Mhm.
also different from
Yeah.
it being a tragedy
Yeah.
versus, like it was like that anticipation. We
Yeah.
were anticipating his passing.
Yeah. And I mean, your father was still young, but it's not the
Yeah.
same.
Yeah.
It's not, and I think that we, somewhere in ourselves, we know our
Yeah.
parents will go before us. And if it's not
Right.
so early, there's something like, I mean, my father has died, and yeah, it wasn't the same sort of, it's not the same, for me, it was not the same, like, unfairness of it.
Yes, right? Because they kind of got to live their life,
Some
make
life, yeah.
some life, make some decisions. And, you know, I feel like our brothers didn't have that
No,
opportunity.
no. I really, truly, I
Again,
mean,
like I think I said, go ahead. Go ahead.
it's, I just felt like Michael was kind of coming into his own in his life
Yeah.
when he
Yeah.
died. And I think that felt particularly painful, like he was finding himself.
Yeah. And I just, you know, one of the things one of the takeaways that I felt was really important was at least we had those years with them, right?
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
not the years that they didn't get to live, but the years that we were able to be with them.
Yeah.
And I think I also mentioned this in our episode, which I think I told you January coming out,
I
I
don't know.
think. We're
That's
so
good.
far ahead. That's why it's like
I don't know.
it's so insane. I think I told you. If not, I will. I'll send you a message and I'll let you know.
I'm really not worried about it when I record a podcast
Sure.
and it is as enjoyable as our conversation was with you. I feel like I had the experience. I'm
Yeah,
excited if other people listen to it, but it's
sure.
like, I was happy to meet you and Liz and be in
Yes.
conversation with you.
And you and Lynn, I mean you girls are and the fact that it's you were able to give us a different, like, a perception of, well, it doesn't matter how long it's been. It's
Yeah.
still very fresh as it's like yesterday, because I'm
Yeah.
6 years in, she's now a year in, and Michael's been passed how long
A long
again?
time. Yeah, 40
Yeah,
years.
yeah,
Yeah. And I really like buried it. So I
yeah,
do think that is something as well. Like, and I think a lot of, particularly people my age, but I think still
yeah,
children, when they lose siblings, they hear a lot about, oh, you're young, you're resilient. It's all
yeah.
right.
That's
Um,
that's not necessarily true.
no. And it's also, I mean, even if it is true that you're young and resilient, it's still really sad.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, I think in our episode, my brother would be like, "What is going on here?" Like, I think he would have just been making just so many jokes about, just post COVID, like, what is going on? What happened? And
Mm.
just would just try to make light of it because it would just be so unreal to him. I can't
It
imagine
is
his
so
life with
unreal.
Michael. Yeah,
I feel very similarly, Jessica, but with my family, because my
yeah,
family, we're very, we are not together in a way that,
yes.
like we're all estranged. And I know that his take and his experience of that would have felt so important to me to have
Hmm.
that him in my life as I was
Yeah.
going through these things. So that was especially when my dad died and it was a real mess. I would have loved to have heard his humor because he also cracked a lot of jokes
Yeah.
and he was definitely like, okay, if we can laugh about this, we can survive
Get
this.
through it. Yep. Yep.
Um, I miss that. So I was over here laughing by myself.
Yeah. I mean, even watching Tiger King, I was just like,
Oh, yeah.
and I only bring him up
Yeah.
because I love Joe Exotic, and what I mean by love is just like, okay, we're going through this and you're going through that. This
He
is
got a lot of
unreal.
people. He got a lot of people through a very difficult time.
Yes.
He
Yes.
did.
Yes.
Yeah.
I still have so many questions. But I
Yeah.
think that's the therapist in me. I have so many questions.
Yeah. Yes.
Like, where'd
Um,
you get that ambulance jacket from? Like, how did you get your hands on that? Yeah, that was really, but just even that alone, right? Like, watching something like that, just as far as we've come with technology, even in the last 6 years, let's just say,
yeah.
even from my brother passing, in
Yeah.
the last 6 years, where are we, even with TikTok and the people
Yeah.
doing TikTok, he would be like, look at these people doing TikTok dances. What is this? What are you guys doing? Like, but he'll be the first one to jump in to do it,
Oh,
so.
yeah. Not mine. But I mean, for me, I told you when we had our conversation, he would have been very thrilled the Dodgers won. So that would, whenever
Yeah.
the Dodgers win, and I mean, he would have loved Shohei and all of
Oh
it.
man. Oh
So
man. Finally, right? It took you
I,
guys. Took
well,
some guys. It took
I mean,
some.
like lots of times, your team is great, and then your team is terrible,
Yep.
and then you have to wait a long
Yeah.
time. Um,
Well, I've been waiting a long time for the Knicks, but
I know, I know,
send me some good juju.
I know. Oh man. Well, would you like to read your poem?
Yes, 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 yes. So I have to say to you, when I was doing this poem, I have to tell you, I felt like I was, and I'm aging myself. I felt like I was in the '90s doing ad libs. Do you
Oh
remember
yeah,
ad
Mad
libs?
Libs. Yes,
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 I have like
yes.
three
I
of them
think it
here.
is very. I mean, it can be almost exactly the same. You just
Yes.
aren't writing silly things. Hmm.
Correct.
Hmm.
But I actually have two ad
Do
libs
you?
books because I was
Mhm.
like, I missed this, and it was like, it brought me
Mhm.
back to,
Yep,
you know, Ghostwriter and all
we've
the
done them
'90s
too.
good stuff.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So
They're
I
fun to
thought
do
this,
with your kids.
yes,
Yes,
and then it helps with their imagination. So
yes, yeah,
I love it so much. But thank you.
yeah.
All right. So, Where I'm From by Jessica Connelly. I am from a nail filer, from Jiffypop and Newports. I am from chaos, fragile yet resilient, as soft as felt. I am from a snake plant that removes toxins in the air and gives all the oxygen. I am from holiday dinners and in between drunken fights, from Sam and Sean. I'm from calling the police and being the house from hell. From what happens in this house stays in this house. And you think you're high class, but you're trash. I'm from God, a starseed of the universe. survived in low light. I'm from dirty Jersey with a lineage from Ghana to Italy to Ireland. Weekly pasta and red sauce to a wish sandwich. From my brother Sean, who died on our father's birthday, to our father, who died 6 years later. All the pictures in the frames, in the boxes, ingrained in my mind, silent tears behind the fake smiles. I stood tall, low maintenance and all. Mm, thank you.
There's so much in there, Jessica.
Thank you.
You're like
Thank
the
you.
snake plant giving everybody oxygen.
Yeah. And it's so funny. I have a really big, tall one right
You
here in
do.
my office. I
I just
do.
thought, like, oh
I do.
man. And the Jiffypop and the Newports is like such a smell.
Yes.
Like saying that, I was like, oh man, that's such a, it really transported me. And then the plant giving everybody oxygen and just, oh man, needing to be low maintenance.
Yes.
Um,
And snake plants are very low maintenance. And I
yeah,
feel when you absorb all the toxin, and I mean, that's because being very empathetic,
yeah, yeah,
always, you're absorbing everyone's energy, whether
yeah.
it's negative or positive. And, I had to throw in the dirty Jersey because, I'm a Jersey girl. I don't know if I can ever leave this joint. I think
Yeah.
one of the other guests that we had on our pod, um, she actually just drove up to New Jersey and she's like, that's the one thing I miss is not pumping my gas. I go, man,
Yeah.
I think that's the reason why I haven't left.
You can move to Oregon, Jessica. That's your only
Oh,
choice. They also do not pump their gas.
oh,
Yeah.
that's
So,
interesting.
hmm
That's a fun fact. I didn't know
yeah,
that.
yeah, because you go to those places and you get out of your car and you learn real quick, like get back in. Um,
Yeah, yeah,
you're not
absolutely. I
get back in.
love that.
And I thought also were you called high class? Like as
Yeah,
a insult? Like,
because all because I went to school and I worked really hard. Like my mom only got up to like the ninth grade.
mhm,
My dad, he did go to college. He
mhm,
actually went to school in Ghana and then came here on a student visa. He actually
mhm,
worked for the Bank of New York before it became Chase. Right in the city, right on Berkeley Street. So
mhm,
you know it was more of a jealousy thing, like, go to
mhm,
school, go
mhm.
get your education. And it's like, okay, well, I went to school, I got my education, and it was like, no, it's like to try to still bring back down, like it's like
Yeah,
to try to humble, but it
yeah.
wasn't humbling, it was more jealousy.
Yeah, I mean to me I wasn't called that, but I just feel like that when we want something, like we want to be seen or we want more or
Yeah,
we want just kind of to be acknowledged what
yeah,
we're living through, that
sure.
those kinds of things are said. High
Yeah,
class, princess, whatever. Like you think you're something you're not,
like
or
you're better than
yeah.
everyone, and
Mine
it's
was
not.
too smart for your own good. That was mine.
Ooh,
Um
I've heard that one a couple of times.
yeah, yeah, and you think like, what does that even like? If you start to break it down, it doesn't really mean anything. But
No,
when
just their
it's
projection.
right, but when it's
Yeah,
said more and more, you think,
you
okay,
start to
maybe,
believe it.
uh-huh. And so I just was thinking about, oh, okay, you were high class, I was too smart for my own good. Like
Yeah.
it's really just this kind of, I think it's a response to the desire to want more.
And they can't do it. It's not that
Yeah,
they can't, they choose not to do it, whatever fear
yeah.
that's within them. And not to make it so into psychology at this point, but it's
I
just
mean, you
their
can.
fear. It's their fear, but you're supposed
Yeah,
to feel the fear and do it anyway.
yeah,
So
yeah,
you know
yeah.
and Brene Brown, she did go into that very much so. And um yeah, we always had weekly pasta and red sauce. I always thought that
Yeah.
was so,
What
and
kind of
that's how we
sauce
learned
did
how
you
to
have?
make the what.
What kind of sauce did you have?
We just had some regular pasta and ragu, right in a jar.
Hey, me too.
Keep ragu,
It's in my
ragu.
poem, in fact, ragu.
Yes. Well,
That's
it was
my,
funny because in your poem it said ragu, and I was like, oh my god, that's what the red sauce we use.
yeah,
If it was on
yeah,
sale, we had it.
yeah. Oh yeah, that's the good stuff.
And we actually talked about the wish sandwich. I think it was in our second.
Mhm.
I think it was in our second. No, it was in our like fifth episode. We were talking about a wish sandwich, and everyone's like, "Well, what's a
Yeah,
wish
what is a
sandwich?"
wish sandwich?
Well, it's just bread with mayonnaise, and you
Mhm.
wish you had meat on it, and
Okay.
you used your imagination and you had a wish sandwich.
Mhm.
So the
Mhm.
poor things, you know,
Mhm. Yeah.
you
Yep.
know,
Uh-huh. I feel like sadly there's a lot of that happening right now. And
absolutely.
we call it something like a wish sandwich when it's really people not being provided for by our
Oh
government.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
and how we have to make it into something magical because the truth of it is just too painful. Like
absolutely.
you can't give that to kids.
No,
So
at all.
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Well, I'm sorry, but
Thank you.
yeah,
Thank you. It was all good. It's all
yeah,
good.
I know, but it's not right.
Sure, but you know what? It did. It gave us something. It gave us grit. I feel like it gave us grit. I do
Yeah,
feel,
yeah.
um, the generation now is very different. They would never survive what we survived, ever.
Yeah.
And I don't
They're
say that
surviving something else.
something else, right? It's like something different.
Yeah.
But I think we've just been through so much that I think we're all still in that survival mode,
Yeah.
and really trying to understand what's going on now, and understanding. So I work with a lot of teens,
Hmm.
and just trying to understand them. Us older generation, we can't, because we're still trying to adapt to everything else that was going on.
Yeah.
It's really a
I
lot.
think for me with my teens,
Yeah,
and all the teens that I'm around, I love them very
I
much.
love
And I
them.
think they get a bad rap. They're
Yes,
great.
I do
Uh,
agree.
I think that the thing that one of them told me was, please just don't tell me everything's gonna be okay. I don't want to hear that because I feel
Right.
like you're not listening to me and what I'm dealing with
Mm-hmm.
and what I'm scared about.
Right.
And I thought, okay, that's fair. I wouldn't have
Fair enough.
wanted, like when I was worried about the world blowing up from nuclear bombs, I didn't want to hear it was going to be okay because it felt
Yeah.
real.
Yeah.
And I think they feel similarly about climate change and everything that's going on in late stage capitalism as well. They should,
Right, absolutely. And
you
they
know?
need to learn to take a stand in what they
Yeah,
believe in and stand in their truth, right?
yeah, yeah,
If this is something that they truly are passionate about and believe in, then you stick with it and you stand by it.
hmm,
And if you want to move forward with it, then you do that as well, right? Um,
yeah,
but also, it's kind of like what we're doing, right? We have brought our pain to purpose.
yeah.
And I feel that this is what they're going through, and they're also doing the same thing, bringing their pain, and they know what they're doing. They're just,
I was
I
very inspired by everybody out campaigning for Mom Donnie. I thought it was a
yeah,
beautiful thing to see young
absolutely.
people feeling empowered and feeling like somebody was taking them seriously.
But I
Um,
think I think even just anyone that goes out to protest, I think
yes, for
I don't
sure.
just even just
Yeah,
period, right? Because
yeah,
I know, I don't think I would be able to do it, but just to watch them and watch just the love and the
yeah,
passion that they have just for the things that they believe in, I
yeah,
it's phenomenal. And
yeah,
there's a lot of protests going on everywhere. Everywhere you look,
yes,
there's a protest.
yes, yes. Um, yeah. And it makes people feel like less powerless. And
Yeah,
that's such an important thing to not feel like
absolutely.
there's nothing you can do.
Yes,
Um,
I
and
agree.
I started this, during the pandemic because I felt really overwhelmed with the world that we were living in, and I
Yeah.
felt like I couldn't do anything, and I just felt like, well, I would like to hear people's stories. That's
Hmm.
something that I can do is to listen,
Yeah.
and the benefit that I didn't really expect because I didn't know. I was just started it. I didn't, was that it has been meaningful for people to be heard, which of course
Yes.
makes sense, but I hadn't
Yes.
really thought about it
Be
from that
heard and be
perspective.
seen.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. And also, I think this also gives people the opportunity to say their name
Yeah.
and to have something to remember them by. In one of our episodes, we also say, Liz and I were like, well, we will all pass one day, but at least we have these videos, like we have something, or and not so much of a legacy, but just something to still keep our siblings' name alive or our family's name alive, and
Mhm.
then it'll continue because we're doing it, and then we're just like relay, like kind of just running the track, and you're passing the baton.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been thinking about that, like what a different thing it would be. So do you have like stuff of Sean? Because I don't have much of Michael because it was a very different time.
I do. I have some pictures. I actually have his phone that I would love to like
Oh
jailbreak
my
and get in there.
goodness. Yeah.
But then you need a whole police report. It's just,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, whatever. It just
Hmm.
goes into that. So I'm just like, I'll just keep the phone. I have his jacket. I have the last, I mean, this is the jacket that was on his body. I have the last clothes that he was wearing when he passed because I was the
Hmm.
one who had to go and kind of confirm the body.
Yeah.
I have his toe tag. I have his last pack of cigarettes.
Hmm.
Um, what else? I have like this briefcase that has like some stuff in there, but like just like pictures and things
Hmm.
like
Yeah.
that. But I
Yeah.
have
All the
everything
pictures
kind
and
of, yeah, pictures. I mean, I'm so grateful that my mom forced us to take so many pictures. It's just we
hmm.
have a boatload.
Hmm.
And I think that's my advice for a lot of people. Just take the freaking pictures. Take as many pictures. I mean, I actually bought the cloud, the extra space
Yeah.
because I'm like, you know what?
Yeah.
And what I do is I do try to find like a deal and print them out. So we still have some printed copies
Yeah.
around.
I just printed out some pictures and it
Yeah.
hits a little and gave some to my mom and it does hit a little different when you can just
Kind of stare at it and look
yeah.
at it.
Yeah.
And it's tangible. The thing is
Yeah.
it's like reading a physical book and seeing a
Yeah.
book online, you know? It's
Yeah.
like it's a little different. It's tangible and you can always go to it and it won't get that lost
No. No.
in like
Mm,
cloud space. But yeah, that's the stuff that I have of his. I When we went to go clean out his apartment, I'm like, we actually did an episode on Nobody Wants Your Ish. This is
yeah.
and we kind of was doing like the Swedish death cleaning we were talking
Yeah.
about, and I don't know, all his stuff we kind of threw in garbage bags. We gave some to my uncle, let him sift
Yeah.
through, and whatever he didn't fit, we kind of donated.
Yeah. Yeah.
It would have been too
I
much.
think it's really a difficult thing,
Very
it,
difficult.
particularly when it is unexpected. And
Yeah.
um, yeah, my father cleaned out Michael's apartment, and we barely had anything. And I am sad about
Sure.
that, but I think it was his own. He just couldn't. It was just like he just
Right.
couldn't. And yeah, it's done now. It's
Yeah.
very done. But it's nice that you have the pictures. I'm a picture person, so I
Yeah.
wish more existed. And I may have mentioned this on the podcast, but one of our contributors posted about her brother, and someone sent her a picture that they
Oh.
had of her brother that she had never seen before.
Oh
That would be
wow.
like the fantasy for me
Yes.
to see something that I've never seen before. But it's in my dreams, and they I feel like doing this book and talking to so many people about sibling loss has definitely I thought that over time he would become smaller and smaller for me because there's less to remember.
Unless yes.
But this experience has helped me re-engage with that relationship with him, which has been uh, such a pleasant surprise.
Yeah. Does he visit you in your dreams?
Not in the way like one of the essays in the book, she talks
Yeah.
about like when you think they're there, that kind of dream.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
she's only had one like that. And no, it's more like I just feel him
Yeah.
and just his sort of like patience
Mm. And his
with,
energy.
yeah,
Yeah.
with me and everybody.
Yeah. Well, right. That's that's a heavy.
Okay,
That's heavy.
you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
And patience. That's. I mean, we don't have much of that, right? As a
Mm-mm.
society, we don't have much of that.
No,
But I
um,
hope that brings you comfort. And I hope that like just you feeling that from him. I know that I always feel my brother around because, like
yeah,
I said, he was a jokester.
yeah,
So, like even my husband was like, yeah, who's flickering the lights? I said, I don't know, probably Sean again. Who
yeah,
knows?
yeah,
So which is
yeah.
really it's beautiful. It's a beautiful, and I think we need to embrace the beauty of death.
Well, I mean, it's going to happen to all of us. So
Right.
it's,
Not
yeah,
escaping us.
mm-mm. Yeah, and yeah. I try not to be terrified of it, but I definitely could be less terrified of it.
Yeah,
Not as much for myself, but for my loved ones.
for sure. For
It's
sure.
not as much for me.
Yeah.
Because I'll be wherever everyone else is then.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah. Thanks for this, Jessica. How about you?
Thank
Do you have
you.
dreams of Sean?
I've only had three,
Yeah.
two, two of
Yeah.
them, two of them. But just more signs. I get
Yeah.
more. I get the dimes. I get the feathers. I get the cardinals at my, my window,
Yeah.
or I'll get even birds just sometimes come chirping and they'll peck at the window,
Mhm.
and my daughter will run to the window and say, "Hi, birdie," so
Mhm.
things like that, or funny things I would see online, like when I'm
Mhm.
scrolling or whatever, I'll
Yeah.
see something and I'm
Yeah.
like, or hear a song and things like that. So
For sure.
sometimes it comes, but sometimes
Yeah.
it comes at a surprise and I'm like, thanks, I needed that today,
Yeah.
and just show the gratitude. That's it.
Yeah. I just recently a woman who actually did a poem with me here and is a friend of a friend. She is in hospice and she's young. And she had posted, do you believe in signs? Or do you know people who believe in signs? And so I messaged her and said, yes, I absolutely believe in signs.
Yes.
Um, After editing this book, I can tell you at least 26 other people who believe in signs. Like most people
Yeah.
I know who have had somebody die have had some kind of, and even if they are whatever, not real, whatever that means, it doesn't matter.
Right. It's what you believe.
Yeah. Uh, but I just thought, oh, I want to tell her before she passes, like, yes, you will be able to.
Communicate.
Hmm. Yeah.
Absolutely. We had an episode about that too. I can't
Oh,
tell you
yeah.
which number, but we did an episode
I
about
can't tell
signs
you
too.
any numbers. It's like it
Yes.
happened
Yes.
sometime. Yeah.
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 But
Yeah.
even when you see those, like, 1111, the 333, the
Yeah.
444, when you see those, you're like, wait a minute, what's
Mhm.
going on here?
Yeah. Yes, they love us. They're sending us their love. I believe.
I
So,
do.
but thank
Yeah.
you, Michael and Sean, for bringing us together
That's right.
because I have enjoyed talking to you both times. I know we could talk forever. Is there
We
anything
can
else
talk
you would
forever.
like to? We're the talkers of
Yes.
the
The yappers.
partnerships.
I do agree with that.
Um, so is there anything else you'd like to say before we wrap up and you get on with your evening?
No, I just want to say thank you so much for
Oh,
having me. I know that this is being recorded,
yeah.
so if anyone is interested, you have to contact Allison
Yeah.
if you would love to do the poem. I think that, um, especially things I can see uh,
Yeah.
who was watching, and I think that I love to do that. So,
Yeah.
obviously, when we can start posting it, I would love to kind of just link everything to the podcast. And if anyone's interested in seeing any of those episodes, we're on YouTube, Spotify,
Yeah.
and Apple Podcast.
Yes, please check out the episodes. And if anyone who's watching this would like to join me for a poem, please reach out because it's open to everyone. The more the merrier. So, yes, listen to Jessica's podcast, join me for a poem.
The
Have a
Grieving Sisters. Yep.
wonderful holiday. Yes, the Grieving Sisters.
Yes.
And
Enjoy.
our episode with Lynn will be coming in the new year. Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you,
And have a
Jessica.
happy, happy Thanksgiving.
Same to
Thank
you.
you.
Okay, bye.
Bye bye.